Hello fellas, welcome back. I've came to see Nick. He's built what I think is just the best, well this for me is the best shaped Corsa. I've had a Corsa B, I've had a Corsa C. The next one is at the D.
D, aye.
And this to me is the best shaped Corsa ever. Aye. But this one is a bit special as well, isn't it? It is a sleeper.
In a sense it is, aye. Well, as best as I could get it, like.
You've put a Saab, is it a B204?
Aye, that's right, aye.
You were telling us earlier you've had a choice of engines you could have put in. C20 LET, which is a 2-litre turbo.
Yeah.
You've got a V6 there. Yeah. You've had a few different options, but you went for the Saab engine.
I have, just because I wanted a bit extra power, and it's a bit easier to get a hold of, to be honest. Like,
there's a lot of people putting the Saab engines in the Vauxhall stuff now. Is it just for purely price? Are they cheap engines compared to
It is cheap considering you can buy like a full Saab for like what, 400-500 quid.
Is that what they are?
I mean, when I got that Saab engine, I actually paid 300 quid for the car.
Did you?
Scrapped the rest, and I got my money back. So I got the engine for now essentially.
Did you get money when you scrapped the car in?
Oh, I did.
Did you?
Aye.
To the outside from the back anyway, you kind of tell, can you? You've got your little exhaust there.
Aye, that's the little pea shoot. It kind of gets them all, to be honest. Like, it's a sound that just gives it away, you know. You
were saying you bought it off an old lady as well, and it came with that sticker, didn't it?
Aye, that's probably like a little bit of a nod to its previous history, isn't it?
It's an old sticker, that, isn't it? It's faded pink and that.
Aye, I just thought I'd leave it on, you know.
So how did you get the shell, like the car? Obviously it came in.
Well, it was obviously, I see a lot of cars coming in and out of the garage, and there was maybe like up to like 3,000 cars, and that was probably the only Corsa B that I had seen in like 2 years, and I thought I might try and get a hold of this one.
They're not on the road anymore, are they? You just don't see them?
I never really see them, to be honest. I know there probably is loads down south, but you didn't really see many up here.
Nah. Even the shape after this you don't see, do you?
They're getting rarer, mind. They are getting rarer. But yeah, it was just, I just got it off an old lady, you know.
Can I ask what you paid for it?
150 quid.
Was it running?
A complete running car. I just went through an MOT.
Quid. Was it a 1 litre as well?
1 litre.
Three-cylinder 1 litre?
1 litre Envoy.
But it was slow as that, was it?
She had it for about 15 years, kept it in a garage.
So it's been kept in a garage, so it's had a pretty good life?
I would
Corsa.
At least when she's had it. I couldn't tell you before then. It's probably some boy racers had it before then, you know.
So inside as well, you've just all standard? Standard seats?
Completely bog standard. I just wanted it so that when you look around the car, you think it's a bit, you know, it's not amazing or no, and then you look inside and you think again, bog standard.
Totally standard.
And it was just to throw people off, to be honest.
The only real tell from the outside is you've got slightly bigger steel wheels.
Yeah, they're Corsa D spare wheels.
Corsa D?
Corsa D spare wheels. It's got a Corsa C 1.8 SRI rear axle with disc conversion on the back as well.
It's got what on the back? Sorry, say that again.
So the rear axle's from a Corsa C.
Right.
So this is a Corsa B. And then you've got the Corsa C, which is a newer one.
Shape?
Yeah. It's got the rear axle off one of them.
Right. Why? Is there a reason?
Because it's disc conversion.
For the discs, is that why you done it?
Aye.
Are they vented or like just solid?
They're just solid discs at the moment. But
the brakes were, I'm guessing.
To be honest, drum brakes are probably just as good as disc brakes. You know, you get the same brake readings on a brake roller.
Do you?
And it was purely just for looks more than anything else. You know.
Was it?
I'd never done it before, and I thought I'll give it a shot. You know.
Cool. We'll pop the bonnet and have a look under the bonnet. Oh, it's nice as well under here. Mine looks well done.
I just try to keep it tidy.
It's clean. You were saying you built all the exhaust and that yourself as well, didn't you?
Did I. I'll TIG welded myself.
3-inch all the way through?
Straight through, aye.
With a couple of boxes?
Well, just to try and quieten it down because it's absolutely ridiculously loud, but it kind of does what it needs to do, to be honest. You know,
so what's involved in getting the engine in? Obviously engine mount, I'm guessing.
I've used a mix and match of different engine mounts from different cars, you know, the old Cavs and Cleavers, stuff like that. I've had to modify the chassis leg.
Do you have to do that? I get them in the Vauxhalls?
Well, other people drop them in and they kind of just bang them in, you know, and I wanted to do a better job, so I modified the chassis leg, notched it out a couple of times just so that it clears the crank pulley, just so that it's got a nicer finish, you know. And if I need to work on this engine and do the timing chain, all I have to do is just take the cover up the side and that's it. I don't have to take the engine out.
Oh, right.
So you can see
so nice and easy to do.
Out, you know.
I think I've seen people do that with a hammer.
Oh, they have well, when I was researching all this on how to do it, and I was asking people, how did you do this, how did you do that, and they don't know or they don't want to tell you.
Right.
or they've just banged it in, and the majority of them are just banged in. I thought I'm just going to take a little bit more time on this one.
So what kind of turbo are you on? Standard Saab turbo?
It's just an eBay turbo at the minute.
Like
It's
a max speed or something? Just
no,
a cheap
well,
turbo?
they come with a T25 turbo, and it's now got a TD04
Right.
19T. It's just an eBay turbo.
So what happened to the Saab turbo?
It's just not big enough.
Was it not?
No.
So what kind of power do you think it is now?
Roughly, it's going to be 300, if not more. But
Really?
I couldn't gauge exactly how much until I get rolling loaded.
So what gearbox are you on?
It's on a Vectra F18CR, which is close ratio gearbox, which is
Right.
actually the wrong gearbox. I was meant to put the wide ratio box in, but I didn't realise at the time. I put it in, and obviously when I've drove it on the road, I do kind of need an extra gear. So
Yeah. Is it 5-speed?
it's 5-speed. I have got a F28 6-speed box, which I plan putting in the future.
Will it go straight in, that gearbox? It will do, won't it?
It will go straight in. Obviously, I'll have to change a couple of the mounts and change the gear linkage, but aye, they pretty much go straight in. Like,
Mate, it's nice and clean under here. You've done a good job.
I've tried to keep it as,
No, it looks smart. Looks smart.
as clean as I could.
No, it looks smart.
I've obviously had put the bias valve in there as well for the rear disc, because obviously this is just a 1 litre and it is base spec. I mean, there's no power steering, no ABS, nothing. The only thing electrical on this is probably the headlights and the radio. So
Are you not tempted to put power steering on, or is it alright?
I don't think you need it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's such a small car, you know.
I know. Skinny tyres. You got skinny tyres on? or?
They're just Toyo Proxies, T1Rs.
They're not fat tyres, are they? So, I mean, once you're rolling as well, you didn't need power steering. do you?
Aye. It does get a bit flighty once you start getting the top end of the box. Like.
Does it?
Aye, bit too scary for me, like, but
So on the front as well, obviously you've got your intercooler, which you've just put on as well, haven't you? Because that was kind of hidden before.
it was,
You had to
it was
stand up
hidden
bumper.
behind the bumper, but obviously I'm trying my best to keep engine bay temps down, and so I've had to flip it around and chop the bumper, but I am going to modify that again in the future.
I like you've done with your edge plate as well to get the air in. You've cut the letters out.
Again, just anything to try and keep the engine bay cool.
Mate, it's mint. Absolutely love it. It's mint. I've been following you out on Instagram for a while with this car.
Aye.
Just seeing what you get up to with it. Can we go for a drive in it?
Aye, of course, aye. Don't get us wrong, I love driving this and it scares the hell out of us. Like,
Does
but,
it?
it does, like, I get out and sometimes I'm like, whoa,
Shaking.
aye. It's a
Whenever
bit
you're
naughty,
ready,
like, but
Oh, I like your dials in there, mind. That would have been the original clock in that in there, wouldn't
aye, it was the temperature and I think it told you the radio or something.
it? So what you got there? Is that oil temperature?
Oil temp, boost.
Boost. And, is that
oil pressure.
Oil pressure.
Well, it starts off on volts,
Right.
and then it changes the oil pressure.
Cool. Nicely done, that little Saab badge there as well.
That's off the grill, off the Saab. I took it off.
Is it?
Aye.
Whenever you're ready, mate.
Right on, mate.
What suspension are you on then?
It's just got just cheap coilovers at the minute, but it's a mix and match because obviously I've got the Corsa C rear axle, and you can't use Corsa B stuff on it,
Right.
you know.
So how'd you get that to work then?
I've had to buy different springs and different brake lines. I've polybushed all the all-round braided brake lines. I've spent, it's like £5 now, isn't it?
Is that what you spent building the car? £5 grand?
It's just over £5 now, and I've still got obviously a few things I want to do, so it's going to cost a little bit more money in the future. I'd like to upgrade the turbo and
What, a bigger turbo?
not massive, just a little, like a better quality one, you know,
Right.
and change the manifold to like a tubular one.
Would you make that yourself? Because you can make it,
I would like,
can't you?
I would like to make it myself. Like I would have a go. Aye.
Would you be tempted, right? You're like a Subaru's got the burble. That's
Aye.
because they've got
Uneven.
unequal length headers or
That's
something.
right. Aye.
Would you be tempted to do something similar just to see if you can change the note in the car? Or would you just keep it?
I don't know.
I've often thought of doing that, you know.
Aye. Well, I was talking to a guy the other day, and he told us about the Subaru thing, and I thought, I wonder, that's why the sound like the sound, you
Yeah,
know.
the burble.
Aye.
That's one I've often thought if you build a manifold, just get a bit of different note to it. Just
Aye.
change the length of the pipes.
Which way do you want us to go?
Did you come back in yourself? I don't think you saying it's loud, but it doesn't seem too bad now, you mind.
I'm just taking my time though.
So when you put your foot down, it
it
gets
gets
loud.
loud, like, especially when you used to like a quiet daily, and then you get in this, it's like, oh, my ears are bleeding, I'm trying to get out.
Mate, we haven't got the weather for this car as well, have we?
Nah, it's a bit,
Bit damp. Gonna give it a pull along here, see what it's like. Well, mine, isn't it?
alright.
Is that just spinning now, though?
I was just spinning there.
In third?
I was in third and then fourth.
Spinning?
Aye.
What's it like in the drive?
I actually thought it was going to be worse than what it is. It's not bad, to be honest. It does spin, but not as much as I thought it would.
You get the power down in second?
No.
No, even in the dry?
Even in the dry, it'll just light up the wheels. It'll do that into third, into fourth. But if you nurse it out a second and then bang your foot down into third, it's all right.
You can get grip in third?
Aye, you can get grip in third. Aye, no bother.
Have you ever thought of getting like some Nankang ER1s or something? Just
I did actually look at those. They were the
Did
first
ya?
ones that I looked at, and the budget that I had for the tyres, I wanted 4 tyres in the budget. That obviously, well, the money that they were, I could only buy 2. I could only buy 2 tyres, and obviously I wanted 4. So I just went for these just for now, you know. But again, that's something else I'm just going to upgrade to in the future. So
there's always something you do on a car, isn't there? It's always
never
something
ending.
to do.
It's never ending.
Never ending.
Spinning there.
Sounds nice though, I like the dump valve and that.
Aye. Well, that's just because it's blanked
valve.
off. That's just blanked off there, so it's just recircling.
Just the noise coming through the filter.
Aye.
Does it get much attention, the car?
Oh, everywhere you drive, everyone
You never see
looks.
Corsa Bs, do you?
On the road, there's loads of people looking. But when you go to car shows,
As soon as you put the
the
bonnet.
first one I went to, everyone walked past it. I lifted the bonnet, and everyone was looking at it.
Mate, thanks a lot for that, mind.
No worries, mate.
Do you want to leave a link to your Instagram?
Just Vauxhalling.
I'll leave it in the description below.
Aye.
Alright. Just your Instagram? No, what else is there?
Nothing else really,
No?
just Instagram I use, to be honest, like.
Aye, spot on.
That's about it, really.
Thanks for taking us out, mate.
Aye, no worries, mate.
That was an awkward handshake.
Aye.
Thanks for watching, fellas. I'll catch you on the next one. Spot on, mate.